Hello, everyone. Glad to be here with you to share with you some thoughts about the subject, ethnography, towards a new sociological approach of qualitative research in the digital age. It is known in the sociological and anthropological literature that ethnography is the study of social interactions, behaviors, and perceptions that occur within groups, teams, organizations, and communities. But it is also obvious that the communities which we refer to here are the physical ones, namely those entities which are located in geographical places. This type of community has constituted the subject of study since the emergence of sociology as a scientific field until now. But the big shift that our world has known during these recent decades because of modern technology has affected deeply our societies in many ways. The nature and the structure of communities, the ways how we live in it and how we express ourselves in it, the type of human activities and interactions, the forms of identities and how we display them, all these manifestations of social life were subjected to extreme changes due to the digital revolution. Henceforth, a new paradigm has emerged in the field of social science to embrace all these changes. The scholars start to use new notions to depict this novel reality, such as virtual communities, digital generation, digital societies, and so forth. This change in the conceptual system was accompanied also by a change in the methodology used in studying digital communities. The scholars today utilize many notions to define the specific methodology that we use to study virtual society and to distinguish it from the classical methods. In this context, digital methods and virtual methods emerged as a new concept which refer to all techniques and tools employed by researchers in their studies of internet users. Netnography is one of these new methods. So the question which raises here is, what are the nature of the criteria and the characteristic which make ethnography a different method than ethnography? And if the subject of study in this practice is virtual and geographically undetermined, how can the researcher limit it? And how can he address it scientifically? So the main objective from this paper is the first is to unveil the specificity of ethnography as a new notion which needs to be defined clearly, and as a new practice in sociology which needs to be explained. The second objective is to explore the pro and con of ethnography, the opportunities that offer to the researchers in the virtual field, and the constraints that we could face if we adopt this type of methodology. The last one is to contribute in the enrichment of the current scientific discussion about this issue of methodology in the digital study. So to approach the question research will be based on 5 main components, which are the first one is the is the intermittent engagement. The second one is the digital transparency and how it appears in the digital space. The second or the third one is virtual interviewee paradox or virtual interviewee dilemma. The fourth one is the interpretation applied in the digital space and how it could be turned to its opposite. I mean, how it could be turned to an over interpretation or to an misinterpretation. The last one is the information flows and the limitation of the research scope. So considering these 5 points that we have just illustrated, we can notice that some of them constitute common points between ethnography and ethnography, like intermittent engagement and interpretation and the necessity of scope limitation. But though the relationship between them, I mean between ethnography and ethnography, is like the relation between the branch and the origin, each one of those characteristics is manifested differently in the ethnographic research. So that is what we will clarify and explain more later. Thank you so much for your precious attention.